Hello, welcome to this update for Europe. Let's see what's happening. There's a level 3 of severe storms possible in spots of eastern Spain. There's a level 2 from Spain to eastern France, a level 1 that goes all the way to southern Italy, and also there's a level 1 spots of the Baltics and southeastern Europe. So let's see here. Especially like a level 3 for eastern Spain, mainly for large hail, and to a lesser degree of severe convective wind gusts. A level 2 and level 1 areas spots on northeastern Spain, south and eastern France, parts of Switzerland and Italy, and Greece and Bulgaria, mainly for large hail, some heavy rain, and some damaging winds as well. A level 1 is for parts of Latvia, Estonia, far northwestern Russia for severe convective wind gusts, lesser degree for tornadoes. So please be careful in those areas. And what's causing this is this pattern change that we had that ridge that caused the extreme heat across Europe. And now there's some cold air from the Arctic descending from Scandinavia, like bringing more instability. So there's this pronounced mid-level low field with polar air over Scandinavia gradually extends its influence southeastward. Its cold front reaches the Baltic states, Polish-German coast. By the end of the forecast period, bring a first hint of the coming autumn. Further south, rather weak geopotential pressure and temperature gradients prevail. Still very warm air down in the south. Chuka flows only travel eastward of Bay of Biscay between France and Spain and over Romania, respectively. They're separated by mid-level ridge stretches from Central Mediterranean region to Germany to Iceland. So yeah, I'll show you the map in a minute so you can understand it better. So especially, let's see what might happen in Spain. So there's still abundant low-level moisture over the Mediterranean, but it's still kept by the elevated mixed layer that keeps storms from forming at first. But still, should they should they choose, let's see, with a bit stronger mid-level flow, like there's more wind shear today, 15 to 20 meters per second across the 0 to 3 kilometer layer, slightly beyond 20 meters per second across the deep layer shears 0 to 6 kilometer layer, and a shortwave trough that should erode the cap the, and facilitate convective initiation. While the forecast models do not show a concentrated extreme cape anymore, like I showed yesterday, there's still some robust cape in a few areas. So the thing is, scared widespread thunderstorms are expected to initiate over Catalonia, and supercells large hail are also possible in the first hours, followed by upscale growth into several large clusters. In these later stages, some excessive rainfall is the primary hazard, and severe wind gusts as well. So let's see. The thing is, like the sea breeze front in Valencia, its northwest extension from the far dry line into northeastern slopes of Sistema Ibérico towards the Ebro Valley, adjacent Catalonia. So this boundary is expected to be extremely pronounced 2 meter dew point differences, well in excess of 10K across a few tens of kilometers, even smaller distances. So some models like the Aron that I always show and this other one yeah, agree that isolated to scattered storms should initiate the mid-afternoon over the mountains and tap into that cape in excess of 2000 joules per kilogram, strong deep layer shear as soon as detached from them and head towards the lowlands. A handful of strong supercells, large very large hail, and overall, especially hail, but for heavy rain as well, and severe downbursts pose a secondary hazard, but they should be isolated. So this is just the main scenario that might happen, but you never know. It can always change because I'll show you something here, what's happening now. So the radar array shows a lot of rain in the Mediterranean, those areas in Valencia, not much, a few clouds, so storms might initiate here in Sistema Ibérico later in the afternoon. But Catalonia, it's covered with clouds now and some storms in the ocean. So we'll see how convective initiation goes this afternoon, but with so many clouds now, it's very hard to say what exactly will happen. But just keep monitoring the updates throughout the day, and we will see. There's the role model here, like I mentioned, and it does initiate these storms near just north of the Comunidad Valenciana, northern Valencia, in those same mountains that they mentioned there. So these ones might be the ones with the very large hail and some heavy rain, the possible supercells, and then it does initiate a few on central Catalonia as well. This goes and they quickly grow this afternoon and evening those areas, but they don't reach the coast. Like the coast mainly remains quiet, and then this goes into Wednesday, tomorrow. As more storms pass on the Pyrenees, but there's a higher probability that they might get close to the coast tomorrow. So still a few ones northern Valencia, but there's a possibility now that a storm or two near the coast tomorrow as well. So if you are in Barcelona, better watch tomorrow. If you are like central areas, northern Valencia, and those areas, watch today. So let's just say in Spanish as well. Entonces, hoy, martes, día 19 de agosto, puede haber tormentas fuertes en España, principalmente el norte de la Comunidad Valenciana, sistema ibérico y dentro de Cataluña. Y yo digo así porque en el litoral no muestra casi nada, entonces más en los Pirineos, pré-Pirineos y Cataluña central. Pero estas tormentas en el sistema ibérico, así, quizás hay alguna supercell lá em Catalunha ou norte da Comunidade Valenciana com granizo muito grande, vientos fuertes, lluvia fuerte, sí, entonces muchas precauciones en estas zonas y vamos a ver. Entonces, los acumulados de lluvia también pueden ser más altos en los Pirineos, principalmente si con más riesgo de inundación, pero sistema ibérico también. Pero mañana, día 20, aún hay una probabilidad de tormentas, pero mañana será diferente. Quizás haya más cosas cerca del litoral y cerca de Barcelona mañana. Quizás, porque siempre cambia esto. Pero miércoles mañana quizás haya unas tormentas más cerca. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful those storms. Across France, still some more storms as well, and there's a substantial threat of severe weather across France as well. Into Italy, as you saw with that level one there, and it still shows Wednesday into Thursday some storms in Italy. Thursday, Wednesday might be particularly interesting across Italy. Wednesday and Thursday, some very large hail possible. Thursday into Friday, this moves further towards the Balkans and Eastern Europe. So we'll keep watching, and next week possibly something else to watch. So be aware in those areas here. There's the hail map today from those computer models. It shows some higher hail probabilities across Spain there, especially like in Catalonia, northern Valencia, and those areas, and spots of Italy. But Wednesday is showing right some 60 to 80% chance of large hail in Italy, possibly larger than 5 centimeters. So please be careful in those areas tomorrow, Wednesday. And this doesn't get Rome so much, but Rome is in the southern side of this, so be careful in those areas and stay safe. The show until Sunday, the rain accumulation especially some higher values across Italy and Austria, in those areas, maybe Slovenia and Spain as well, but in the European has higher totals further towards Italy. So be aware, those areas storm in the Caucasus as well, and throughout northeastern Europe, especially Norway, some heavy rain there. And Norway is kind of cold for this time of year because it's still August, but it does show some snow in Norway, sweat in the mountains. So yeah, it's because of the strange Arctic blast. So be aware those areas, and it does show wind gusts here, like especially further north, shows. Let's see, there's something interesting. There's the storms, of course, very strong winds, but there's Hurricane Aaron in the Atlantic, as you all might know, and many people are scared that this might come towards Europe later. So the European model is now going haywire before it gets to Europe, but it doesn't go a direct strike. It kind of lingers between France and the UK and then just dies down and goes into Europe later, but by September 1st. So it lingers there a long time, but if Aaron comes towards Europe with this strength here, it would be pretty scary. But models are dissipating it before. So here's the GFS, and the GFS kind of dives down towards the Azores and just dies. So we'll see what happens with Aaron, but there's nothing true certain as of now. So be aware, still some moderate hot temperatures across Spain and spots of Central Europe, still Italy as well, but especially southernmost Spain. So be aware, Tuesday, Wednesday still shows like in the southeast and southwest, especially in Serbia, some 34 degrees Thursday spots in Greece. So beware Thursday, Friday still shows across Turkey, some very hot temperatures, Portugal, Spain. The rest is normal to below average. So for Friday, Saturday, still very hot across the interior Spain and Portugal. But then during the night, it does get colder in the Alps, spots of Norway and everything. So yeah, especially like in the early morning. So be aware and let's see a better way to show this here. So it does show like regions for Europe. There's the GFS, these temperatures, it does show like still some areas above average, but there's this cold blast in Scandinavia and Russia, those much below average temperatures spreading further into Central and Eastern Europe later. And still some ones in the Atlantic by the end of August, some below average temperatures, maybe in the Iberian Peninsula. The GFS is picking up another heat wave by September 1st in the southeast. So still watching, but nothing too crazy. So stay safe.